Alright guys, welcome to another dipmodesquad do-it-yourself, and I already done this one before, installing your own LED lights to your bike, and basically how to do it. But I'm in a new location. This is my garage, so let me show you what we're installing this on. We're putting this on a 2003 ZX6R. This is a 636 version, and note that most of these LED lights are illegal in most states. Please check your state laws for. So, as you can see here, you have both of the two positive ends of the battery. What you're gonna do is, as you can see, I've left some residue from the old stuff. Phillips, and what you want to do is you want to unscrew this. You want to take the wire and wrap it around, and then screw it back in. And that's how you want to mount it to your actual battery. The reason why you put it to your battery and not a power source is because if you put it to the power source, the power to the LED lights are going to be dictated by the power source. For example, this right here is my rear light for my license plate. If you hook that up to that, every time you turn the bike on, the lights will turn on, and you can't switch them on and off, unless you hook them up to a kill switch. So yes, I do take back what I just said. So unless you hook it up to a kill switch, but however, the power will only be supplied while the bike is turned on. But if you hook it up directly to the battery, you could switch it on and off anytime. This is an example of an installed kill switch. When I say kill switch, I basically just mean an on and off switch. I'm thinking about putting another switch either right here or somewhere else onto the fairing. I could put it anywhere else. So, how do you want to start? Here's a nice kit that I bought off eBay. As you can see, the lights are a lot more. They're pretty definitely do-it-yourself intensive. You have to know a little bit about electrical wiring. And so, but these lights, however, are much better because they're already labeled with positive and negative wiring. On the ones I used before, they weren't, and you had to figure it out yourself. It's highly annoying. This kit was cheaper. The lights are better, very well made. Plus, you get this much wiring, about 5 feet. Lots of zip ties. You actually get putty, or whatever this stuff is. You get a bunch of little doodads here, and you get little mounting things and all that. You even get instructions, and you get your own kill switch that lights up. And they give you all the instructions, little pieces of paper to install them. I got the medium kit, which has 14 lights, which is 14 from 8, so that's a lot more than what I had before. Plus they are brighter and they're labeled, and it was cheaper kit. So those are the lights we're going to be installing. They're going to be yellow because my bikes, I have black and gold. Yellow is probably the best color from it. And so what we're going to do is we're going to run a wire directly from here, from a lot of amperage, so you can turn them on and off all you want, even if the bike is turned off. So as you can tell, what you want to do is run one wire from here and run it about that long, running right here in the middle. So what you want to do is you want to have one wire loop around, I don't know, maybe you might put it in the inside of here, you might rub it on the inside of there, whatever. So you want to have one wire coming in from here, connecting all the negatives, and loop it around to this side. So you just have one wire, one loop going around each. And then what you want to do is you want to splice it in the middle with the automatic wire splicer, just so a little bit is exposed, and you hook up the ground wire to that. So that way both sides of your bike is hooked up to the ground. And of course, if you want to do the bottom or the back tire, which more than likely I will, then you want to run up, of course, a cable or a cord right up to here. Try to hide the wires as possible, and you want to wrap that up around there, electrical tape it up, or solder it, whichever one you want to do. And then do the exact same thing for this. But for this, you have to hook it up to your kill switch. Do not make the mistake of having the kill switch run to the negative. You don't need to do that at all. A kill switch is just a wire that you can cut on and off. Basically, you can cut it. It's like a wire that you can cut when you flick it off and cut it back on when you flick it on. So it closes the circuit when you cut it on. That sounds backwards to people that don't know anything about automotive electricity or electricity in general. But yeah. Anyways, so you want to do the same thing, except you want to hook up the actual power going directly to the kill switch. So it hooks up directly over here. So this is going to hook up to 2 wires. So you want to hook that up that goes straight to your kill switch. Then your kill switch will have another wire that goes straight to your positive ends of all your lights. So that way, when you flick that switch on, it closes the circuit, or it cuts all the. It makes the circuit like continual. That way, the power will go to the lights. But basically, that's how you do it. Now, when you're mounting these lights, you want to put them in a place where you know that A, they'll be hidden, and B, when you take off the fairing, it won't be ever so present in the way. And so good ways to do that is you can mount them onto hard parts to your bike. For example, parts in here, parts of the frame, which I found if you hook them up under here, one of the wires will be hidden, and 2, they won't be touching the fairing. So you know you have to take off the fairing in order to do the oil change. You have to take off this side. So when you take off that side, then obviously it's not going to hold because the lights are attached to the fairing. So try not to attach to the fairing unless you know you're not going to take it off, or you put them onto like a certain Velcro. So you hook them all up to Velcro, and then you should be straight with that. But suggested places you can mount these lights up behind your frame slider right here, or you could put one onto the frame slider. You want to have all these like ports light up and shine out. I live in the state of Pennsylvania, and I think they're perfectly legal because it helps people see us at night, I suppose. And what you don't want to do is have them, I think, flashing onto the ground. And you can't use blue or red, obviously, and I'm not sure about yellow. But so yeah, that's the introduction. That's how you do it. The common things that you don't want to do is some of the things you actually want to solder. Some of these you want to solder because it makes it stronger and all that other stuff. And look up on there. So when you're wiring, you want to strip off like a big strip like that and hook up. Let's say that loop that I was talking about earlier. You want to loop that down here or under here or whatever, and cut off and strip about that much of it. Now let's say strip, you don't have to pull the actual sheath off of it completely and throw it out. Like, I just mean open it up so you can wrap wires around there. So you say there's 8 lights on this side, so there's going to be 8 negative. So those 8 negative you have to link to 1 wire. So you get that 1 wire stripped about that much, you loop it around 8 times and you solder the whole thing together, and you fold it down and you wrap it up with tape. Good way to do it, and then have 1 wire coming back towards up there, or have that one little wire be all the grounds on this whole side of the bike. That way you can loop or attach it to that one looping wire that's hooked up to the ground on each side. So you could try that. Actually, you should try that. Do that also for the positives as well. That way all the wires are running to the same feed, and you don't have to hook up multiple wires to your battery terminal. Other than that, there's not a whole lot to it. It's a lot simpler. Just do note that be careful touching the negative and the positive to other metal surfaces while you're doing this. And a good way to start to figure out where to want to put your lights would be take 2 wires and hook them up to this, and just have a long 2 wires, and then hook them up to 1 light. And then you can move around with your light and then like stick it in different places and look around and turn your lights off in the room, and you can figure out where exactly you want to put your lights. So suggested places I've already said. Anywhere there's holes in the fairing, your undercarriage here,